I'm Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. Here we talk about autoimmune diseases, symptoms, the AIP eating program, pretty much all things that, sorry, I'm winded. We talk about pretty much all things that have to do with autoimmune diseases because I have many, and I'm trying to build a community of people who also have autoimmune diseases so we can start a dialogue and start talking about things when we feel alone, which is often. If you like this video, please hit subscribe and ring the little bell so you can be notified of my future videos. As for today's videos, if I can catch my breath, we are going to talk about pain. Specifically, the pain that I go through, and I'd like to hear about the pain that you go through. So, without further ado, let's get to it. There are 9 types of pain. There's acute pain, chronic pain, nerve pain, bone pain, phantom pain, referred pain, soft tissue pain, breakthrough pain, which sucks. They all suck, but that one sucks. And then there's total pain, which is the whole encompasses of a person, their spiritual aspects, their emotional aspects, and their physical aspects. So, what do I suffer from? What do we all suffer from? If you've got a chronic illness, like an autoimmune disease, everyone raise your hand because you've got chronic pain. That is almost the most common symptom that I hear when I talk to people about autoimmune diseases, and I myself suffer from chronic pain. I also have breakthrough pain, and if you don't know what that is when the time between medication. It's like you take your meds and you can take again, but in between you start to feel that pain. That's breakthrough. It's breaking through the medication. That's not fun because if you take medication and you're looking for relief and it gives it to you just to put you back into pain before you can get more relief it's miserable. I take medication. I do. I get an opiate, Vicodin. I do. But I take it very rarely. I try and do as much natural remedies as possible. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen that I use heat quite often, which I do. I carry my heating pad pretty much around with me. I just kind of, plug it into the nearest plug wherever I'm at, and boom, I've got heat. I am almost always in pain, whether I am smiling and talking through it or whether I am crying in the fetal position. I am always in pain. It just depends on how bad that pain is. I try and push through. I try my best to push through. But there are some days where the pain is so bad I can't get out of bed. Where if I do get out of bed, I pretty much just make it up the stairs to the sofa. There are some days where the pain is what I would call livable and bearable, and I go about my daily business right on the border of miserable, where you're like not quite miserable enough to stop whatever you're doing, but you're miserable enough that it's constantly in your mind. Like there is an emotion that you do, a reach that you do, where it's not like, oh, yep, there it is, it's still there. That's how I live my life. And I know a lot of people with chronic health issues and autoimmune issues live that way too. And that is really unfortunate, and I will pray for you because that is miserable. But there are also types of pain that are acute, and that just means it's quick. It means there was an injury and bam, you fell down the stairs and your knee hurts. It will go away. It will go away quickly. Chronic pain, if I could talk today, maybe I'll take a drink. Today I'm drinking plantation mint, and it is good, and the cup is so warm. is so where my hands are so cold. They're starting to like change colors. The struggle. Anyway, chronic pain is defined as like pain that lasts for weeks, months, or years. Acute pain is short, so anything less than weeks. You twist an ankle, you're gonna have that for a couple weeks. You bang your elbow, it's gonna last for a couple minutes. That's acute pain. Then there's soft tissue pain, which I also have, which I'm sure you do as well. That is the, soft tissues. That's the organs, the muscles, the tissues, and they get inflamed and they hurt and they ache and they throb and they burn and they sting and they zap. And it is just like a ton of different things, which actually, and I'm going to insert right here, question of the day. Question of the day is, what do you think of when I say pain? For me, when I think of pain, I think of my chronic bone aching, muscle aching, like pain. Someone else might think of electrical nerve pain. Somebody else might think of acute pain. Somebody else might think of something else. So question of the day is, what do you think of when I say pain? There is also something called referred pain. And that basically means you feel pain in a different location than the actual pain is. And that is actually really common in like appendicitis. Not saying that our autoimmune is like appendicitis. I'm just giving an example. I know that when kids have appendicitis, for people, they can push on the right quadrant and they push down and you expect them to be like, pain. But sometimes they can push on the left quadrant and that can hurt because it's referred pain. Make sense? And then there's phantom pain. And no, it's not ghost pain. It's actually, well, I guess it kind of could be. It's pain where somebody has lost a limb or a finger or a foot, something like that. They've had something amputated and the body doesn't accept that it's gone and it actually can hurt. And it's like a phantom pain. The thing that isn't there is what's causing their pain. And while I suffer from all kinds of pain, my heart goes out to somebody who would suffer that kind of pain. I get like these electrical shocks as my nerves fire because I have nerve-related issues from my chronic health problems, from my autoimmune diseases. And it feels like, like static electricity, but worse. Like you're shuffling your feet on the carpet and you're going after your brother or sister to shock them. That's what it feels like, but through my entire hand. And it's just like, and it hurts. So I gotta shake it out and I gotta remind myself like, it's gonna go away. It's gonna go away. That's a version of like my acute pain. It's like an aspect of my chronic pain, but it happens acutely, but it's not cute. A couple of the ways that I deal with my pain, aside from heat and aside from medication, are I take hot showers or hot baths, or I go sit in a hot tub. And now I know, before you guys flood my comments, and not everybody has a hot tub, I don't either. I go to my local hotel and I pay $5 as a non-staying resident. I don't know the word. Customer. I'm not staying the night at the hotel, but I can pay money and I can use the hotel's facilities like their gym and their pool and hot tub. I do this with my family often. I actually just did it last night. We took our kids, my wife and I chilled in the hot tub, watched the football game last night, and then my kids played in the pool, and then I rested my body. I soaked my sore muscles. So did she, because she spent like 4 hours shoveling our house out because, like I said, middle America, and it is snowing. But hot tub or shower or bathtub, if you're lucky enough to have one of those deep soaker tubs, I envy you. I also, I'll have my wife, put icy hot on the spots that hurt. If it's my tight shoulders, icy hot. If it's my sciatic, like piriformis area, icy hot. If it's my joints, if it's my wrists, if it's my shoulders, if it's my elbows, icy hot. I have a really good one. I don't have for an example, but it says it's icy hot with lidocaine, and it comes out in a different. It's like more. I'm like, you guys know what that means. It comes out in a different consistency than the typical icy hot in the tube. The icy hot with lidocaine, it has a nerve blocker in it. So if some of your pain is nerve related, it numbs that to dull that pain. It works really, really well. I love it. Some of the other things that I do is I drink tea. A lot of the time I will drink turmeric tea when I am not feeling well. A lot of the time I'll drink turmeric tea. I know I just repeated myself. Ignore that. When I am not feeling well, because turmeric has a really great anti-inflammatory compounds in it. I will also cut up some just ginger root, like the real ginger root, not the powder stuff. And I will soak that sometimes in just lemon water and drink that. That's not only great for a sore throat, but it's great for sore muscles. I will also try and keep my stress level down. I will try and relax. That is very hard for me. I am a type A personality. I am a perfectionist. Even though I don't ever reach perfection, that's what I'm striving for. And I run my household that way. So sometimes when my kids haven't done the dishes or the chores aren't all done on time or my time, I get really wound up. So sometimes I'll just give myself a good old-fashioned timeout. I'll go down to my room. I will turn on peaceful, like water sounds. I love the sound of water. It could be whatever helps you. And I will just lay in my bed with my heating pad and I will just relax. I will just tell myself that it is going to pass. And the more relaxed I get, the less pain I have. And I am just saying, this is what helps me. This may not be what helps you. I'm hoping that you can take bits and pieces of what helps me and find some relief. If I haven't said anything that helps you and you know it helps, please leave it in the comments. This is what I'm trying to do. I want my information to help others, and I want your information to help me and others. You know, that's a community. Some of the things that also help me with my pain is coping skills. I spent a lot of years in therapy. I'm not afraid to admit it. Therapy helps. I love it. You know, I've always said it's 1 hour where someone who is not biased to me is paid to do nothing but listen to me talk. Everybody should be in therapy. But I digress. I've been in therapy for a long time, and my therapists over the years have tried to teach me coping skills. And that became very evident that I needed them when I started to get further and further into my autoimmune diseases. It got worse. I got stressed. And I'm going to say this, full disclosure, I was actually hospitalized in a behavioral health unit because I was diagnosed with something that was terminal and I didn't take it very well. And about 6 months after that diagnosis, I just self-destructed to a point where I was so depressed, I was so miserable, and I could not live my life anymore that it resulted in my hospitalization. Come to find out, I didn't have that. I was misdiagnosed. So I spent that 6 months wasting my time on stress and worry for nothing. But I did learn some good coping skills. One, I love to read. I love to read. If you can't see behind me, some of the things are my favorite. I love the Star Trek series. I love the Star Wars series. I love the Harry Potter series, my favorite. I love the Twilight series. I love it, but I got some issues with Edward. But I love the Hunger Games series. I love many more that aren't even up there. I love to read. And when I am miserable, teary-eyed, cannot go another minute miserable, I will read. And sometimes I'm so weak, I can't hold a book. So I listen to an audiobook. I absolutely love, not sponsored, love my Audible. I pay $14.99 a month and I get 1 credit, and 1 credit equals 1 book. That's cheaper than iTunes. That's cheaper than Barnes & Noble, because a lot of the time I don't have time anymore to hold a book. So I listen to a book. So that is how I de-stress. I lay in my bed or I zone out when I'm working or doing dishes, and I just listen. And I totally immerse myself in the worlds that I love when this one becomes something that I don't. And that is nothing against my family. I love them to death. That is my personal issue with my body. Second coping skill is I color. And there's something to be said about a well-organized, detailed, equally symmetrical coloring book where you can just sit and just mindlessly color. And I don't have a lot of time to do that these days, but it is something when it gets bad that I will do. 2, coping skill number 3. Oh, my brain. I also love to watch movies. I like TV. I love YouTube. I like TV, but I love movies. I love nothing more than to cuddle up with a good blanket, a cup of tea, my heating pad, and a movie for 2 hours, especially when I've got my kids cuddled up next to me. I love that. They're all teenagers now, so if they'll sit next to me and watch a movie for 2 hours, that's a mom win. I prefer sci-fi movies, and if you'd like me to do top 10 books or top 10 movies, just give this video a thumbs up, and I will absolutely do that because they are very important and integral to what got me to this point. I also listen to music. I don't listen to pop or rock. I actually listen to contemporary Christian music. That can be pop or rock, but it almost always is Christian or Disney. I listen to a lot of Disney music with my kids, which is fun because we just belt it out and sing and have a great time. So those are the top 3 coping skills. I know I have others. I do Bible studies, and I, will talk to a friend or my wife about it and kind of verbalize the struggle. But my top 3 pretty much go to is, books, movies, music, in that order. So that is my thing about pain today. I suffer from it. I know you do too. We get through it because we have no choice. I love my heating pad. I love my books. I love my movies. Those are my favorites. And I hope that you are finding some comfort in your coping skills, in the ways that you are dealing with your pain. And don't forget to don't forget to answer the question of the day down in the comment section. What does pain look like for you? I will see you guys on Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. I will see you guys on Thursday. See you next time.